and we're going to get started. Give me 1 second to change something here. Okay, we're good to go. So I've been reading this book, and Change Your World by John Maxwell. You know, John Maxwell's written like 500 books. That's an exaggeration, but I'm not off by that much. The guy is always writing a book. And I love John Maxwell. I love some of his books more than others. And this one, I can't put down. And I was thinking this morning as I was reading this book and I was writing notes in my journal that what I wanted to do today is I wanted to share with you, if I have your permission, what my thoughts were in reading Change Your World from John Maxwell. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep.
Yes.
I've got two that say it's okay, so we're going for it. We'll see how many people jump off the call. We're at 41 and climbing, so hopefully nobody jumps. You know, and my friend Audrey Campbell used to tell me when she was working with me as an MCA when we launched the Market Center here in Coral Springs back in 2015, she said, John, you need to put a bow on it. And a bow was how you ended the message. And I was thinking, what would be the perfect bow to what I'm going to share with you this morning? And I thought of Teddy Roosevelt's In the Arena speech. And that's going to be the bow. So here we go. Hope has two beautiful daughters. Their names are Anger and Courage. Anger at the way things are, and courage to see that they do not have to remain as they are. Anger at the way things are, and courage to see that they do not have to remain as they are. Optimism is the belief that things will be better. Hope is the faith that together we can make things better. Optimism is a passive virtue. Hope is an active one. I'm not an optimist. I don't believe that things are just going to get better, but I am full of faith and I am full of hope. And I believe that when we take action, anything is possible. If we just sit back as an optimist and say, things are going to get better, things are not going to get better. It takes no courage to be an optimist, but it takes a great deal of courage to have hope. We doing okay so far, guys?
Yes.
Somebody nod their head, somebody say yes, good. Good leaders focus on people's strengths and help them develop those strengths. I hope that that's what I'm doing with you guys every morning. That is my goal. That is my purpose. And I hope that I'm doing that. And it's also my promise to get better at that every day. We are not focused on problems. We are focused on positive solutions that provide a better way for all of us to live our best lives. Just stop for a moment and imagine if we lived in a world where everyone, let's start with the media, and let's just say we lived in a world where people are not focused on problems, but they are focused on positive solutions that provide a better way for all of us to live our best lives. Would that be a better world?
Yes.
I think so too. If you are taking a risk, what you're really saying is, I believe in tomorrow and I will be part of it. If you are taking a risk, what you are really doing is saying, I believe in tomorrow and I will be part of it. If you are part of an organization that is in adversity, for example, you have a choice. You could either abandon ship, or you could say, I believe in tomorrow and I'm going to be a part of it. Dale Carnegie said, most of the things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope. Most of the things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope. Are there times in our life when there seems to be no hope? Say yes. Are there times in our life when we're tempted to give up? Say yes.
Yes.
And you guys heard me say this so many times that you're honestly sick of hearing it, and I get it. The greatest tragedy in the world is not that we fail, it's that we almost succeed.
We stopped.
And there we are.
Mhm.
How many people give up the day before they had a massive breakthrough on their way to an extraordinary life? Regardless of what people aim to achieve, whether in sport, business, or otherwise, those who set themselves apart from the rest maintain a sense of urgency in order to be the best they can be. They maintain a sense of urgency in order to be the best that they could be. Now listen closely, because the second part of this is incredibly important. They choose not to disconnect from what they are aiming to achieve, and they pursue it regardless of what anyone thinks or says. When you are on a journey with a destination that is assured in pursuit of your big goal, there are going to be giants in your path. For every one person who is standing on the sideline cheering you on, there are going to be 10 people in the stands hoping you fail.
That's real. Yeah.
Now, think about that and listen to this again. He's choosing about those individuals, those rare individuals, you guys, who continue to persist in spite of failure after failure after failure, setback after setback after setback, who persist. They choose not to disconnect from what they are aiming to achieve, and they pursue it regardless of what anyone thinks or says. Now, success requires both urgency and patience. And when he says this, John Maxwell, what he's saying is not patience to make a decision. Act quickly. When you've made a decision, jump. Don't wait until you can do it perfect to do it. Be willing to do it poorly and then do it perfect later on. Get into action. When he says patience, he doesn't mean wait until you could do it perfect. Listen clearly to what he says. Success requires both urgency and patience. Be urgent about taking action and patient about seeing results. Okay, hang in there.
It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Don't give up.
Okay, talk to me. What did you guys hear this morning?
Some really good advice.
Thank you, Camille. Okay.
Don't give up.
Luciana, yes, don't give up.
Success doesn't happen overnight. As you are working, you are making progress, but sometimes it's gonna take some time. If you give up, you're not gonna see your results.
Well done, young man. Very well done. Proud of you, Ryan.
That agrees with what I'm listening to. Good to Great.
Mm,
And I'm forgetting the name of the guy that he was in a prisoner of war camp. And they said, well, how did you survive? When who didn't survive? He said the optimists, because they thought, oh, we'll be out by Easter. And they weren't. We'll be out by, 4th of July. They weren't. And they gave up and they died.
Oh,
yeah, it's right there, Valerie. I know who you're talking about. It's
The somebody principle.
Yep.
Forgetting his name.
Yep. I can see it. I can look at the page. Starts with an S. What else, guys?
I love how we know that there will be giants when we're on our journey, and it's identifying those and choosing ahead of time to not let that stop us. That has really, you said that a few times, has really impacted me. So like write down, what are those giants? What are those negative, limited beliefs that I carry? Write them down and then say, no, I'm choosing today not to let that stop me and to just jump and keep on jumping. Regardless if I hit that perfection goal, it's to make progress. So
Love it.
thank you.
Love it. Great
John,
job,
what
Noemi. No, great job. Yeah, Eddie.
What I've heard over and over and over again in my 32 years is you start today, no matter how unprepared you feel you are, you start today.
Just start.
Yes.
You
yes.
don't have to be great to start.
Yep.
You do have to start to be great.
Hey, John.
Kevin.
Hey, I heard two things actually today on this. Number one is that if it was easy, anybody could do it.
Yep.
Okay.
True.
And number two is it doesn't take a lot of effort to give up.
That's true. Matter of fact, you're going to have a lot of people supporting that decision.
To give
In
up.
other words, to give up. 100%. Remember what I said earlier, for every one person on the sideline cheering you on, there's 10 in the stands that hope that you're going to fail. Why is that? I don't know. But I do know it's true. I do know that anytime you are in pursuit of something big, that there are people around you who don't like that. You read The Traveler's Gift by Bruce Wilkinson, and Bruce Wilkinson will tell you that when you're on that journey, there will be giants in your path. And he describes two different groups of people. One is a dream bully, someone who is there to tell you, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this, you're setting yourself up for failure. And when you decide to take that U-turn and give up, they're right there to say, good decision, you should give up. And then there are dream champions. And those are the people who are beside you telling you, you could do this. You absolutely got everything that it takes to do this. Don't give up. Just one more day, just one more day. And when you're thinking about giving up, your dream champion is there to say, don't do it. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. It's like the scene from the movie Facing the Giants and the death crawl, when they put the mask over the football player's face and they put another player on his back. YouTube this, the death crawl from Facing the Giants. And they put another player on his back and the coach is in his ear saying, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what a dream champion does. And before this player knew it, he had crawled the death crawl 100 yards when the goal was only 30 yards. but his dream champion wouldn't let him give up. Find your dream champions.
Yeah. And John, you can really identify the Raven fans in your life and leave the other, and don't boast around the other people, you know, because they don't need to know what you're doing, because you don't need anyone to bring you down. I can identify the people in my life who encourages me.
There you go. Good job, Camille.
John, many moons ago, I told a guy I was dating, I said, you know, I'm going to get my MBA. And he said, don't get your MBA, because then you'll leave me for somebody with their MBA. And you know what I thought to myself, right?
He's right.
You damn right I will.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I want to say so many things right now, but I won't. Oh, I love it. All right, one more.
Well, I heard that when you are trying to do something, that there are going to be people that because you put something out there, they're going to criticize it. They're going to cut it down, and don't listen to that, because it's not about making it perfect. It's about getting it done. You could perfect it later. And the point is the constant 1% improvement and that constant movement.
Yeah, and I think that they're giving you advice on how they failed, you know, because they couldn't do it.
Yeah, well, there it
Well,
is, Camille.
they gave up.
Dream bullies are dream bullies because they don't want to see you succeed at something they couldn't do. Misery loves company. I'm miserable. Come be miserable with me. No, thank you. I'll pass. All right, I've got 8:51. It's time to get to work, and I've got this today. What is work? Work is 20 conversations, not 19, not 18, not 17 conversations. Because when you have 17 conversations, because you came close enough, you didn't have the 18th conversation, which means you're not getting the listing.
You didn't get the listing because you didn't make the call and you never knew.
Good job. Keep going.
Oh, wait a minute. Then this is where Diane goes.
It's okay. I've got this. So, all right. So make care calls, not sale calls. Always lead with gratitude. Thank you for taking my call. Bring value to every single conversation. Focus on getting an appointment, getting a referral, or adding somebody to your database. Find somebody today that is thinking of selling their home, whether it's 30 days from now, 6 months from now, or a year from now. It doesn't matter, because a year from now, you're going to need listings. When you find one person every day who's thinking of selling their home, you will meet with 250 people over the next 250 days. You put those 250 people in your pipeline, and now you follow up forever, because you reject rejection, and no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No simply means not yet. Remember that people will never change their mind, but what they will do is make a new decision based on new information. And when you follow up forever, you're creating emotional proximity. So when they get to that point where they're ready to make a new decision, that decision is going to be to hire you. Make it a great day, everybody.
Awesome.
Thank you, John.
Make it a great day. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, John.
All right. For those of you in scripts practice, I'll see you in 7 minutes.